So. Venga.
Talk of an epic bout between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, two of the sport's brightest names, is rife in the boxing community. The four-weight world champion Crawford, who is renowned for his exact technique, killing instinct, and capacity to surgically destroy his opponents, is on one side. Conversely, Canelo, the current super middleweight champion, is one of the most feared fighters in boxing history due to his unrelenting pressure and raw strength. For boxing fans, the bout seems like their ideal matchup, but there are several obstacles to get past before it happens. The unbeaten welterweight champion Crawford has made no secret of his intention to fight Canelo, even calling him out in interviews. Canelo, meanwhile, has been less excited about the prospect and has voiced concerns about the fight's feasibility because of their large weight disparity. In addition to the skill levels of the competitors, the business aspect of the fight is also a topic of discussion. Given how popular both fighters are in the sport, the bout would surely be profitable, packing arenas all over the world with pay-per-view cash. However, that does not imply that the struggle is logical from a competitive perspective. Canelo has a history of preferring fights with opponents that confront him head-on, such with his encounters with Caleb Plant and Gennady Golovkin. He flourishes in combat situations where his power and aggression can rule. Crawford, however, offers a distinct challenge because of his deft boxing technique and counterpunch skills. He is a fighter who uses skill and cunning to manage the tempo of the fight rather than fighting brawls. Although Crawford has been making noise about wanting this fight for months, not everyone in the boxing community supports him lifting more weight. Some have flatly rejected the concept, referring to it as a ridiculous game, such as famed coach Abel Sanchez. Sanchez, a former coach of the legendary middleweight Gennady Golovkin, contends that Crawford has not developed his stature and strength enough to contend with Canelo, who has demonstrated his mettle against bigger, more formidable opponents. In contrast, Crawford's camp is unwavering. Crawford is certain that he can handle Canelo's power and feels that the fight would benefit his legacy. He has easily advanced through the weight classes and has faced bigger opponents in the past. Despite Crawford's remarkable ascent through the rankings, many detractors claim that the fight is mismatched because of the stark size difference between him and Canelo. The question of knockout power is a fundamental one in this discussion. Canelo is one of the most feared punchers in boxing because of his reputation for stunning knockouts. Some have questioned whether Crawford, although being a superb technical fighter, can handle the power of a fighter like Canelo, who has demolished some of the finest in the sport, because he has not been known for his ability to knock out opponents. The battle is nonetheless very appealing in spite of the cynicism. The idea of watching these two boxers face off is making fans drool. The fight between Canelo's physical strength and Crawford's deft skills will surely captivate boxing fans worldwide and have the potential to define both fighters' careers. In keeping with the custom of important boxing matches taking place in the bright lights of Sin City, promoter Eddie Hearn has proposed that September in Las Vegas might be the ideal date and location for this bout. However, the fight's timing is quite important. William Skull, a Cuban fighter who is frequently viewed as a tune-up opponent, is one of Canelo's required opponents. Crawford, on the other hand, has super welterweight choices, but none of them are as lucrative or significant to his career as a bout with Canelo. Insiders have indicated that negotiations are intensifying and that the fight might take place in Las Vegas as early as September, so it's not only the fans who are thrilled. The two boxers' disparity in weight, however, is the main issue of contention. Crawford developed his career in smaller weight classes, rising from lightweight to welterweight, whereas Canelo has competed as high as light heavyweight. Many experts doubt Crawford's ability to handle Canelo's power at the higher weight class because of the stark size disparity. Crawford, however, has shown that he can adjust. Many questioned if he could handle the stature and strength of a natural welterweight when he faced Errol Spence Jr. However, Crawford silenced his detractors in dramatic ways by defeating Spence in every way and winning by stoppage. Some people think Crawford can compete at the same level as Canelo, but it's still unclear if he can handle the Mexican superstar's strength, particularly throughout 12 rounds. The purported sparring video between Crawford and Canelo is another element in this argument. According to reports, the two may have previously sparred in a private workout, offering fans a preview of how their styles may conflict. Crawford held his own in sparring, according to insiders, displaying his speed and precision while delivering nasty punches. Some contend, however, that Crawford was unable to come up with a response because of Canelo's vicious body blows, which have been a defining feature of his deadly style. The anticipation for the possible battle is only being heightened if the leaked video is authentic. However, the bout is still one of the most interesting bouts in boxing today even without it. Canelo's size and strength make him the clear favorite, but Crawford's technical skill and perfect record make him irrefutable. It is impossible to overlook the fight's financial component. A battle of this size may earn millions for both boxers, but Canelo is in a position where he has other, more lucrative possibilities. Both Dimitri Bivol and fighter David Benavidez are regarded as strong opponents. Benavidez is a prominent figure in the super middleweight class. Even while many people think Canelo deserves the chance to fight Benavidez, his hesitation simply makes matters more complicated. Crawford could need to adopt a more calculated strategy if he hopes to make this bout a reality. Crawford is well aware of the difficulties that lay ahead, even though his camp is still bullish. Maintaining an active schedule and taking on 168-pound opponents like David Morrell or Benavidez would help generate momentum and exert pressure on Canelo to accept the fight. Although Crawford is aware that his name and perfect record are at stake, he also recognizes that boxing is a business and that Canelo may have more profitable or manageable alternatives. Crawford has unflinching faith in his abilities to defeat Canelo. He quickly brushes off the size difference, stating that he will be prepared for a battle if it occurs. Although his staff is working hard to get the fight, Canelo has the final say. Crawford must remain flexible in case Canelo chooses to take a different course. Crawford is aware that waiting too long for Canelo might cause him to fade into obscurity because boxing is a sport that rewards activity. The issue of style is also quite important. Like Floyd Mayweather, Crawford takes a methodical, deliberate, and defensive style to boxing. He doesn't have a reputation for violent brawling, which can work against someone who loves action and excitement like Canelo. It will be a much more unexpected and thrilling bout than fans might anticipate because Crawford will need to take chances and fight in a way he hasn't done before if he wants to have any chance. Another problem is the fight's location. Crawford has rejected the idea of fighting in the 18,600-seat Sphere in Las Vegas, arguing that a larger venue could be required for an event of this magnitude. He has also hinted at the prospect of competing in Saudi Arabia, where affluent businessmen have been supporting important boxing competitions. Although this is an interesting concept, it would take a lot of negotiating to make it happen, especially given Canelo's exorbitant asking price. There is little doubt that the battle would be a huge event, regardless of the location. For boxing fans worldwide, the matchup between Canelo's raw power and Crawford's technical mastery would be a sight. But the path to bringing this battle to fruition is far from simple. Canelo has the upper hand for the time being. Crawford can talk all he wants about wanting the fight, but it's unlikely to happen until Canelo finds it worthwhile. Crawford will still need to demonstrate that he is more than simply a talker, even if it does. It will be his responsibility to prove to the public that he can change and grow, that he can handle the pressure of facing a more formidable foe like Canelo Alvarez. Only time will tell what the fight's possible future holds. Although Crawford's confidence is great, many questions still need to be answered. Can he withstand Canelo's strength? Can he make up the difference in strength and size? Above all, will Canelo ever determine that the fight is worthwhile? Whether or not this clash turns out to be the mega fight that fans are expecting for will depend on the answers to these issues.